Hi, it's Michael. Your ego blames God for the hardship, pain, and suffering you have gone through or been going through, including the vanishing twin syndrome. And the vanishing twin syndrome is being mentioned kind of separately on purpose. This will be explained very briefly. So this is the funny part about the ego. It denies the existence of God, yet it blames it for misfortunes, for pain, suffering, hardship, and so on. Many people go through some really emotionally trying times, the loss of a sibling, the loss of a parent, the loss of a spouse, through diseases, through strange syndromes, and the vanishing twin syndrome. And some of this may be happening in the subconscious and you may not be aware of it consciously. A lot of people have experienced this vanishing twin syndrome, and many of them may not be even aware that they have gone through it. It is basically when in the womb two are conceived, twins, and one of them dies in the womb, and the survivor may not be aware of it consciously, but subconsciously it leaves very deep emotional scars. And yes, the ego blames God for this. And how it is known with such certainty? Because this life has gone through this. And again, this ego mechanism of blaming God for its perceived misfortunes is common to all people. The mechanism of the ego is global. How it manifests in each person may be somewhat unique, but otherwise it is pretty much global, universal. So of course, blaming God for all this is nonsense, it is bullshit, as has been explained by Dr. David Hawkins, and as it becomes obvious as your maturing evolves. God is infinite peace and infinite love. That's it. It is your choices within this field of infinite love and infinite peace that determine your fate. Period. So God may recommend to you to incarnate, to come alive in this world in certain circumstances, to learn a specific lesson. The lesson is a consequence of your previous choices and actions, and it is up to you to agree or disagree with that recommendation. You don't have to agree to it. You are not forced anything. So what is the antidote to the ego's blaming God for its hardships and misfortunes and pain and suffering? And as it has been explained, very powerful is contemplation, contemplating on the infinite power and love of God. So basically it means keeping in the back of your head, in your awareness, that God is infinite peace and infinite love, and keeping it in your awareness all the time, or as much as you can. That helps to deprogram this ego blaming. And what is immensely powerful in helping dissolve all these emotional dramas in the subconscious is neuro-emotional technique, NET. I keep on mentioning it in my talks quite often. It has helped this life tremendously with discharging the vanishing twin syndrome issues. And don't underestimate the vanishing twin syndrome if you have gone through it, or if somebody you know have gone through it, it leaves incredibly deep emotional scars, because, as has been explained by doctors, in the womb the twins are probably as close to unconditional love as they can be, and when one of them dies, then that's a big deal to the survivor. And not only that, but in the womb the twin that is vanishing starts dissolving, decomposing, which, at least physically, obviously, is not a nice environment, while the surviving twin is witnessing all that and cannot do physically anything about it, right? So that can leave very deep emotional scars, and again, God is not to be blamed for it. It's to keep in awareness that God is infinite peace, infinite love. Use neuro-emotional technique as much as you can, and pray, ask the divine for help in transcending all that. Alright, so that's it for this talk. If there are any questions or comments, they can be left below the video. Wishing you healthy and joyful life. Michael out.